What is up, basketball fans? Round one is coming to a close in the NBA playoffs. This is Zero Gravity, Apollo Media's NBA podcast brought to you by Big City Wings, Houston's Wing Joint, Apollo's Wing Joint. Go check them out today. If you're in the Houston area, great people, great beer, and great wings over at Big City Wings in Houston. And go check out Prize Picks, our daily fantasy app. If you don't know what daily fantasy is, you hit more or less on a bunch of stats on every sport, for every player, every night, every game, every day. It's Prize Picks. Daily fantasy. We love it. Use code Apollo when you sign up. Get up to $100 matched on our first deposit. And go check out our Iron Picks. We have a pick. We have 6 or 7 guys now. We pick every day. We each send in our own individual picks. And every month we tally up the wins and losses. And there's a monthly champion. Last month was Garrett. Shout out to Garrett. Watch movies if you know what if you know anything about the pop culture side on Apollo. But I'm joined always by Josh Garcia, the basketball savant, Mr. Basketball Reference, as they would say. Josh, how are you doing, bud?
Sure. Ever since I started my job again, I'm just going crazy on Basketball Reference. So thank you for that. I wouldn't call myself a savant by any means. I do know a couple weird Jermaine O'Neal stats. But as for right now, we're just trying to ingest what we can. Pacers Bucks is kind of enjoyable now. It's like both teams just have a bench mob. It's like both teams are Brooklyn Nets 2019 style. And I kind of want 2 more games of this. We're recording as the games are going on, so I could completely be out of whack here by the time this is out. But I would love to see a Game 7, and that is my honorary prediction of the night. But you're on a absolute heater. Could be on an absolute heater tomorrow as well. Give me a general vibe check. What's going on?
So tomorrow night, it's starting at 8:30 p.m. We will do a live stream of the Mavericks Clippers Game 6, as well as the Stars Vegas Golden Knights Game 6. So we got a little 2 streams going at the same time. We got the hockey boys and we got the basketball boys all in the office, all live streaming. It's going to be a blast. So check it out on the Apollo HOU YouTube. Subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you never miss an episode or a live stream. Doing a lot of live streams now on the Apollo HOU YouTube. Football, basketball. We're doing a little baseball in there as well sometimes. And it's going to be a blast tomorrow night. So check it out on Apollo HOU's YouTube tomorrow night, 8:30. Mavs Clips, Stars Vegas at 9. So that's going to be fun. Yeah, I'm on a heater. It's hard to avoid. Last night, went to the Stars Vegas game, Game 5 in Dallas. Environment was much better than it was Game 2. Went to Game 2, stinker. Vibes were in the toilet. The fans weren't in it. There was no cheering. There was no one was standing. Last night, the boys were in it. The ladies and gentlemen in the crowd were just all in it. The rally towels were going. There was a lot of standing going on, which I appreciated. It's playoff hockey. Let's fucking stand in the lower bowl. I don't care about the upper decks because you can't see that online or on TV unless it's a goal or whatever. Sure. They don't really show that. But I want the environment to be good for my Dallas Stars, and it was great. They won 3-2. They're up 3-2, won 3 straight against Vegas, and the Dallas Mavericks. Obviously, we'll talk about that later. They're up 3-2 now in their series against the Clippers. I will be talking about that Cancun graphic on Staples Center in a bit. But we've got some series to close out here. Round 1's coming into a close. It's the Celtics, the Thunder, and the Nuggets have all closed out their series in 5 games or less. The Thunder sweep. Celtics take it in 5. Nuggets take it in 5. Where do you want to start with those teams? Which series do you want to get into first?
We could finish off what we started this past week. We can go Denver here. I'm trying to think of order of importance because LeBron James will always be number 1 in my book. Why don't we start there? Let me lead off with a question. And I would prefer not to hear the words Dallas Mavericks out of your mouth, but what is LeBron going to do here? What genuinely unbiased, like there were reports today that he was going to come to Philly. A lot of the Houston pundits are like, "Whoa, man, he didn't come here in 2018. So who's to say he can come again?" All this crazy shit. To me, briefly, Dallas does make a lot of sense. We've mentioned this before. I could absolutely see it happening, but there are also reports today of Bronny James. If he does take that draft eligibility, he just stays a year in the G League, which like I've said this entire season, he could be the MVP, the team MVP of the Fort Wayne Mad Ants coming up. Who knows? I don't know. He couldn't be on the G League Ignite because,
No
as
more.
we remember, that prediction was correct. The G League Ignite is no more officially. Poop Henderson, Jalen Green, whatever that guy's name, Mazdiz Bazulis,
Sure.
at one point projected number one pick, but he played on that shit team. Rest in
Mhm.
piss. Anyway, where is LeBron? What is LeBron gonna do?
All right. My best guess is that he stays in LA. He gets 2 for 100. Gets 50 a year, opt out after
Jesus.
year 1, and a no trade clause. I think that the no trade clause is the most important thing to him. I don't think he wants any indication that he will be traded or will be asked to be traded or just traded willy nilly without him knowing. I think that's important to him. So I think that's going to be the kicker. Whatever team gives him a no trade clause, I think that's the team that gets him. And I think that's the Lakers because
Yeah.
they've been known to just overpay aging stars outside of their prime. Not saying LeBron's not he's in a different prime now. He's not in his prime. He's
Right.
shooting threes more often. His defense was really good in the playoffs, but obviously it's not to the same standard as it was in 2012 with the Miami Heat, like Defensive Player of the Year, 2013. Always remember, not Joakim Noah. But my best guess is that he stays in LA. He gets a big contract with an opt out in year 1 and a no trade clause. The hopeful side is he's a Maverick and he takes like no money at all because there isn't really money to be had in Dallas. Although they could go all the way into the aprons. The owner has said do whatever it takes to put a championship team on the court. So I guess they could give him a bunch of money. I'd just rather not do that at all. But yeah, I think he just stays in LA. It's my best guess.
Security, vibes. What was up with the I know Space Jam dropped, and we've been seeing some more LeBron. I'm trying to think of a Len nickname. Lemercials
Okay.
recently.
Yeah.
It doesn't roll off the tongue well. I'll always work on this. Sure, he can make some good money out there and continue his. I hate to say greatness because this fuckery won't last
Oh,
won't last much longer. But
I
something's got
have
to
another
give
thing
with
with
LA.
LA. So
Please,
they're gonna
please,
fire Darvin Ham. He's done. He's
within the
yeah.
next week.
By the end
Yes,
of this week, I think is the report, but I don't know where that really came from. So that could have just been Twitter talking, and I didn't really read the entire tweet, and it could have been NBA Centel and not Central. It is what it is. But I would assume Ham's just out of there, just chopped liver. He's just sliced Boar's head. Get him out of there. What if the whole JJ Redick and LeBron podcast is a strong ploy? I mean, JJ's getting a second interview with Charlotte, I believe, this week. He was supposed to have one after he finished up Clippers Mavericks on Monday or whatever that game was, Tuesday. So he's supposed to have an interview with them. What are we? Are we just thinking that they're behind the scenes on the podcast, like talking up plays and coaching ability with JJ, and he just brings them in like a Steve Kerr kind of thing, where former player, announcer, coach. That's the
speed
that
run, absolute
and it's
speed
much
run.
quicker than Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr was much older at that point. He had been out of the league for well over a decade, probably. And so
Right.
JJ's, he's been out of the league since COVID, really. So it's almost been 5 years, 4 years now. I don't know. Maybe that's what we're headed towards: is a JJ Redick, LA Lakers head coach, and LeBron stays there for 2 years, 100 million, with an opt out after year 1 and no trade clause. That would be a scenario that I could actually see happening. Like the Lakers are dumb enough to
Sure.
do it immediately for JJ Redick. And I'm not saying JJ Redick would be a bad coach. I just have no idea how good of a coach JJ Redick can be. Like he could be Steve Kerr, but he could also be name any like Jeff Hornacek.
Sure. There it is.
Like a former role player that just sucks. I don't know. He could be, and he could be really good. I love JJ Redick's explanation and analysis of basketball. It's awesome. It makes me understand it on a stupid basketball fan level and probably a smart basketball fan level as well. But he's obviously intelligent. He obviously knows what he's talking about. Does he have the ability to coach a team, especially when it's a LeBron-led team where we know the coach hasn't mattered since Eric Spoelstra, maybe Ty Lue in 2016 when he came in. But he's also a rookie head
Yeah.
coach, and he'd gone through the ranks, assistant coach, and all that kind of stuff. But Eric Spoelstra is obviously the most incredible coach he's had, outside of, like, I don't know, call it Greg Popovich and Mike Krzyzewski on the USA basketball teams, but that doesn't really count putting the super
Right.
teams together. I don't know. That's one that I'm looking out for, because I don't want JJ to go rot in Charlotte. If we're going to lose the podcast, put him with LeBron in LA. If we're going to lose the podcast,
Please.
just do that, please. I can't live without it anymore. He's the new, like, he's a prime Bill Simmons without the sexual innuendo jokes.
Yeah. I love that. Bill Simmons has been on Heater recently.
Yeah, give me your
singing the
No Flex Zone by Bill Simmons.
Shit. I can't do an old man voice. Shit. No flex zone. No flex zone.
No. He didn't even say the words. You have to listen to that episode. Was it Monday?
He's so damn good, dude. The Paul George kitty cat joke was like, dude.
He's just hanging around, and all of a sudden he just goes and lives in the garage, and you're like, oh, where's Buster? Oh, he's out in the garage. He's eating stuff off the floor. What are we talking about now?
I love. It's almost like, dude, imagine Bill Simmons, like, and we completely went away from the point here because the Nuggets should be absolutely celebrated, but Bill Simmons is just funnier. Sorry. I'm a Russillo guy through and through, but I truly have come around on Bill Simmons, and this just puts the icing on the cake for me. Like, this guy during playoff basketball, he is dropping 45 a night, 2 turnovers, shooting 70%. Like, this is great. This is peak podcasting. And what is he? The guy's like 60. Yeah. Like, we completely, and it sucks. I don't want to say it sucks that he got his prime wasted writing, because that's where he got to start writing. His writing is incredible, but, well, at least at the time, there are plenty amazing Shea Serrano shout outs, plenty of amazing writers around. Those people. But
Jason,
everybody
just came from him. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, exactly. But moving digitally, like, over the past, how long has it been? Almost 15 years. He was on ESPN Radio at one point. Am I wrong?
And he was on NBA, ESPN NBA Tonight, or whatever they call it.
Yeah. The guy's been around either digitally or on TV. But man, this is like, it's almost like year 21 LeBron. Like, the guy's still shooting 40% from three. Still got it.
It's incredible.
But no, man. Irregardless. Jamal Murray, 2-game winners in a 5-game series. Nothing to be taken lightly at this point. Jamal Murray is a playoff superstar. A lot of people, I at least saw one major tweet that got some kind of traction where they said if Jamal Murray wins this year, he could be a Hall of Famer. And my favorite quote tweet out of that was, he has the same resume as Danny Green. Shut the fuck up. So that's kind of where the public is at with Jamal Murray. Maybe he's gaining some haters. I don't see it just yet. Maybe if he wins, like, I don't know, man. No, hey, they're just talking on a ring basis, I think. Didn't Danny Green win more than 2? Did he really only win 2? Spurs and Raptors?
Maybe it was only 2. Maybe it was 3. Did he get 2?
I don't know.
I can't remember. But
I don't know.
Danny Green was an incredible player, but he was the, call it, 5th best player on that Spurs team, and he was not.
And that's being nice.
He was the 5th best player on the Raptors.
No. That 2019 Raptors squad was nuts, dude. Anytime I see Pascal Siakam go up for a mid-ranger, I'm just like, this is real ethical hoops. And it just makes me feel so good knowing that he's doing it in, like, the ugliest yellow you ever seen. Like, the guy's balling. And I don't want to say I'm rooting for the Pacers to lose tonight, but of course, a game 7 is a game 7. Like, I don't care if, let's say, the Rockets choke a 3-1 lead and, play in a game 7. I still would want to see that game 7 if the circumstances lead up to that, of course. But basketball is basketballing right now. We are on our hands and knees just waiting to see what's going to go down over these next couple of days. You're going to be on an absolute heater if the Mavericks and the Stars clinch their game 6s. And it's only the first round, folks. This could go on for the next month and a
Yeah.
half. This fuckery won't go on for much longer, and then it's just the longest month and a half you've ever seen.
So back to Jamal Murray, Danny Green comparisons. If they win another title, Murray is the second best player on 2 title teams. That's a Hall of Famer. I'm on the Bill Simmons way of thinking about a Hall of Fame pyramid kind of thing, and you get more points for being the best player on a championship team. You get a lot of points for being the second best player on the championship team. You don't get as many for being the third best. Danny Green is probably going to be in the Hall of Fame. I would assume, just because longevity and 2 titles. I guess he gets in because everyone gets in. We're not getting into that again. But Jamal Murray, if you're the second best player on a championship team twice, and you put up 15,000 points in your career, probably, maybe more, he can probably get to 20,000 if he can stay healthy, which that was a big point going into game 5. Jamal Murray's calf, was it? He was hurt, questionable. I was like, oh, this is where the 3-0 comes in. Like, if Jamal Murray just doesn't play the rest of the series, like, I could see the Lakers winning. Like, saw it, and then all of a sudden Jamal Murray plays, and then he kills him again. Funniest thing, if you're a Lakers fan, I don't care, but I'm sorry at the same time. Gotta suck. And if he can stay healthy, if that calf doesn't come back into play, be hard to pick against them, even though they're going up against the Timberwolves next round. Forgot to mention the Timberwolves. They also closed out their series. They swept the Suns. Can we talk about the Thunder? I'm tired of the post-game press conferences with 20 players, and there's only 15 on the roster. I don't like it. I'm over it. I'm tired I'm tired of the family. I'm tired of the friendship. Fuck off. Round 1, and you played a Pelicans team without Zion and the ghost of CJ McCollum and Brandon Ingram. Stop.
Yeah. Always will give you 19 points. No, absolutely. I completely agree. It was cool at first, but when you see a power friendship team, you kind of expect them to be underdogs, but a team that is arguably a top 2, for sure top 3 team, obviously, in the West. I know they are the number 1 seed, but you put the Nuggets against the Thunder, the Nuggets are winning in 6. You know what I mean? And that's like worst case scenario. There's too many dogs. There's too much barking, too much what a pro wants, what a pro needs. I'm kind of just, have you seen that commercial yet?
We need to talk about the commercials. So it's that one.
It took you so long to
the BK one. And Bill, this is the whole Bill Simmons thing. He's like, what's your least favorite commercial? Can we mix it up? I understand that you paid millions of dollars to have your 30-second ad breaks. Can we choose a different one every time? Can we just have one of those every round of commercials instead of all 3 and another one that's randomized?
Oh my God. It's
literally every commercial break. And I caught myself, I was in the closet, I was putting laundry away, and I was singing it. It's just in my brain, and I hate it. I hate everything about it. It's the worst. And all I can see is the all black outfits with the leather jackets, the chains, and they're singing. And it's brutal. And I hate the Oklahoma City Thunder. I am filled with rage. I'm here for the rivalry. I'm so back. I need the Mavs to close it out in 6 and just go fucking murder the young boys. And I want to go Anakin Skywalker, kill the younglings, and call it a fucking day. But
you said it, brother. This team is
Pelicans. Like, they just killed them. The Pelicans weren't prepared for it. Yeah, not a good team without Zion, and it doesn't matter. They swept them. It is what it is. There was like one close game. It's a brutal series. Didn't watch anything after game 1. Point blank.
Yeah, it wasn't even close. RIP the like Mardi Gras-esque, Halloween-esque Pelicans jerseys, the green and the black ones, because they're not bringing those back next year. So I think they gave everybody a T-shirt and said, hey, we're going to throw this game on local TV, and you're going to love it. Because if it wasn't for Jason Tatum existing, I probably wouldn't have watched that game. And I think I've referenced this at every single point that I can in this podcast. But if you don't know what I'm referencing, it's the NBA League Pass drop that he had. Now everyone has League Pass for free. If you missed it, I'm so sorry. You will never ever be able to experience the greatness that we had to experience. Back to the Thunder. Very unfortunate that it's a team full of young guys, and during the regular season it was cool, but then they just started beating up on the 8 seed, and that damn what a pro wants, what a pro needs commercial. I'm telling you, like, if that didn't exist, I would still like the Thunder, but my entire opinion off of the Thunder has completely changed this entire playoffs, and by entire playoffs I mean probably over the past 2 weeks, because that has been the entire playoffs. Um, I am sick. I am tired. I am pissed off. I would say I'm annoyed, but it's so many levels above that. Jalen Williams is really fun, and
Awesome.
the fact that he was a late first, he was like a number 28 pick, right?
Yes.
Crazy, crazy. Just I love players that come out of like, and you're not going to be seeing this as much anymore. I mean, of course, you're going to get almost like Dayton level guys, or maybe a post Calipari era Kentucky guy who will get drafted like almost Jared Vanderbilt style, late first round, early second round, and become like a, I don't know, like a fucking Kenneth Faried style player. But these dogs getting drafted late and outplaying their entire draft classes, we're not seeing this. We're not seeing shit like this anymore. And I would love. It's so sad because like in my brain I should love this, but I don't, and it stinks. The Thunder are projected to play them. Let's say the Mavs win tomorrow night. They'd play against each other officially.
Yes.
Yeah. Chet Holmgren on Maxi Kleber. Barbecue chicken, or what are we?
Ever heard of Derek Lively shutting them down this entire season?
No, no, I understand that. I'm not. I'm talking about Maxi Kleber, because let's say Derek Lively plays 25 minutes a game. Gafford gonna switch on him. What's the deal here? Who is gonna be the OKC stopper? God willing, the Mavericks, if not win tomorrow, win Sunday.
It's Derek Lively. They played each other
It has to
4
be.
times in the regular season. I think Derek Lively played 2 of those games, and both of those times Chet was like well under 20 points. He was 15 points, bad shooting, didn't rebound well, and couldn't defend Derek Lively in the paint. And they're both fairly skinny, young guys, big guys. Like Derek Lively would be the answer there, but I'm not getting there. It's a funeral tomorrow night for the Clippers. We're wearing black.
Yes.
We get to wear the black jerseys on Game 6. You get to do it once a series, I think, is when you get to wear the I don't even know what you call them. They're not the City Edition jerseys, but whatever.
Let's just go back to saying calling them alternates.
The alternate
just
for
leave
this
it at
season, because the NBA.
Mhm.
Do you know why they change the jerseys every year? I found this out. So
Couldn't
he
tell you.
paid triple the amount that Adidas paid for their contract with the NBA. And the reason they did that is because they figured they could sell more merch. They did like 2 seasons to begin with, and they came out with 1 alternate jersey. So every team had 3 jerseys. They realized that that wasn't enough jerseys, and they weren't able to generate enough revenue to create enough profit for their contract. So now we have 3 jerseys plus the alternate jersey for every team.
Mm-hmm.
And we get a new alternate jersey, 4th alternate jersey for every single team every single year, because they need to create revenue. And then guess what? They're still barely breaking even on it because they're not selling enough of the 4th jersey.
If you wear basketball jerseys in public, I feel like, especially Nike branded ones, like I get Old Champion and maybe with exception Mitchell and S every once in a while, but even then the quality is just shit.
The silky
Adidas, sure,
those are sick.
Yes, yeah. I mean, if you are, I'd hate to sound like Twitter-esque, but like, those people that, this almost happens like 2 or 3 times a year. It's like, oh, if you're a grown man and you wear a jersey, that's child shit. No, like, I'm not talking about that. I just think that it looks corny. Me personally, football jerseys you can kind of get away with because Y2K is back in style. Basketball jerseys not so much, especially just like, they're so tight now. You know what I mean?
Have a certain build to wear a basketball jersey.
Yeah,
usually just frat boys because they're
over the hoodies.
Yeah, you can wear it over the hoodie. Hoodie's fine, but by itself, you can't really just rock it in public. No. I've done it a few times. It's kind of weird, but it's the Mitchell and S Mavericks 2011-2012 Dirk jersey. It's the one I have. I don't have a current Mavs jersey. I really thought about getting the black one because the black one is actually really cool, but it's only a summertime one, and you got to be at like the lake or the beach or something to wear it. You can't just like wear it outside. I don't know. Last series,
this is a fashion podcast.
The last series I closed out the Celtics, closed out the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat had no one to play. Basically, they were playing. And Tyler Hero, he kind of just stinks now. Apparently, Kristaps Porzingis. That's the news. Half strain. It's the same thing that Giannis Antetokounmpo has. Kristaps is a much larger human being than Giannis is, and also much more injury prone and not superhuman. I don't know when we're getting Porzingis back. They can probably still make it out of the East without him, but not good for the Celtics. And it was just a normal play. And I listened to Bill Simmons. He said that Porzingis turned his ankle like 2 minutes before that play. And he's just screaming at the TV, take him out, take him out, take him out. Like the game's over. Just take him out. He didn't take him out. And then he literally just takes a step, calf strain, pops, and it's not good. You don't want to ever see that because that's the Kevin Durant and now the Giannis thing. Like we're looking at an Achilles in the future. If he comes back too soon, it is terrifying. But the Celtics close him out 4-1. Not a competitive series. So
No. They caught one gentleman sweep style. Jimmy Butler was on the sideline laughing. Unserious. Some are saying about Jimmy Butler.
he's gone.
Now it's crunch time. It's crunch time. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Kristaps Porzingis. Once you get healthy, the ghost of Al Horford's past.
Drew Holiday.
This is going to be fun. Drew Holiday, the ghost of Drew Holiday's past. Sure, we can just start naming guys. Sam Hauser, Peyton Pritchard.
Points in Game 5. Like, just goes off.
There you go.
Yeah, whatever. The series is boring. Yeah, there's not really much to add there, right? Like, there's just a boring series.
No. Yeah, it was great the Heat caught one, but I kind of noticed the same thing. And this is before Kristaps even got injured. I think it might have been Game 1. They were up. I think the Celtics were up 25 and maybe 6 minutes left in the fourth. And I'm just seeing Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, all of them still on the court. And I almost think Joe Mazzulla is a mini Tom Thibodeau in the sense of he is just trying to kill his guys and win at all costs, which will end up costing them in the future because this Celtics team is not winning a championship. No. They just aren't. And I don't know. I don't care what Vegas says. I don't care what your little phone says, whatever. The Boston Celtics will continue to be unserious. I would love to see a Knicks Celtics, God willing, Eastern Conference Finals. Is there a status update on Julius Randle, or is he just year?
Yeah. So he's out. That's unfortunate. Mr. Robinson's banged up as well. Yeah. OG, obviously, elbow. Yep. So they're not healthy in any way, shape, or form. And now Boston's losing probably their third best player this season. Not ideal. But yeah, give me that Eastern Conference Finals. That's a rivalry. That's not a rivalry because the Celtics have followed them since the 70s. But I don't know. Let's talk about the Sixers Knicks though. Tyrese Maxey, I owe you an apology. I called you the most invisible player for your MIP, and all of a sudden you showed up. He hit a buzzer beater basically to tie it in the fourth quarter, and you go off in overtime. Joel Embiid though, fuck out of my face. I don't want to watch him. I don't want to watch James Harden. Mm-hmm. I don't want to watch the Oklahoma City Thunder. I don't want to watch any of you guys. I understand that you're a James Harden guy, but I'm tired of your shit too. But Embiid, is that foul when they're in transition and the guard, I think it was Brunson, goes for the ball or whatever, and Embiid just leans into him and then flops and throws his hands. And I was like, and they called a flagrant? What are we doing? He's 7'3", 400 pounds. The guard's not doing that to him. He's just not. Embiid, fuck off. Do something else. Play basketball. Please. I'm begging.
Yeah.
Maxey, though, welcome back. I'll recuse myself from the MIP, Most Invisible Player Award. That will not be going to you anymore. It will be going to the Miami Heat and the New Orleans Pelicans. Where the fuck were you guys?
Yeah, absolutely. This is the Paul George style. That's a bad shot until it went in. I was watching it with the family, and in my brain, I was just like, actually, no, I think I audibly was like, no, yes. Even though I don't necessarily want the Sixers.
He traveled.
Yeah, brother. All right, let it out, man.
Coming out.
Regardless, truly one of the craziest playoff sequences I've seen. I think playoff basketball, not that it ever left, it is back though. I'm loving every minute of it. And then Tyrese Maxey just banging that shot from, 35 feet?
That's crazy.
It was nuts. One of the best shots I've seen live since Damian Lillard, OKC.
Yeah, and we got an all-time meme out of it as well. All-time pick courtside. Maxey's running back to the bench. It was a timeout or end of the quarter, whatever it was. And Tracy Morgan's just sitting there flipping him off. And Ben Stiller is seething. Like, I've never seen a person more angry than Ben Stiller with his teeth just gone. Like, just so angry. Tyrese Maxey hit that shot. That was
God,
incredible.
God,
Time
I
picture.
know.
But yeah, good for Tyrese Maxey. Good for the Sixers expanding the series to 6 games. They're about to play in about an hour now, tipping off on Thursday night, May 2nd. So we've got a series. I hope the Knicks just go ahead and
Sure.
get it out of the way so I don't have to watch Embiid anymore. I'm tired of it. I'm exhausted.
You don't even want. That's how much you hate Joel Embiid is that you don't want to watch a game 7, and that's
Yeah,
just
get him out of
dedication to the craft, complete dedication.
my.
Because I hate Joel Embiid with almost every fiber of my being, and I'm just like, I would love to watch a game 7, but clearly I don't hate him as much as you do, and I love that for you.
Just get him out of my face, man. So currently, Pacers are up 68-56 with 8:45 left in the third quarter. Just live update for us here. After you're listening this at 8 in the morning tomorrow.
Thank you,
But
sir.
yeah, for us,
Appreciate it.
2 more series: Cavs, Magic. Cavs win 104-103 against the Magic in Game 5. They're up 3-2 in the series. I haven't watched a game since Game 1. I
I'll give you about a minute talk
Yes.
here. About I think I probably watched about the last 6 minutes or so. Franz Wagner. God, I hope I got that right. Because I know you got blocked at the end of the game there. And God, I love like assuming in my brain that I'm gonna get like something right or I could be wrong. Because I'm so bad at consuming media. Like sometimes I'll just I'll like completely watch like a video of like Jaylen Brown shoot a 3-pointer. I'm like, oh, that's someone else, and just completely fuck it up.
It's fine.
Anyway, anyway,
MIP, Franz Wagner.
yeah, there it is. There it is. Summer saying. But I'm yeah, I wish that I wish this series got enough love, but I don't at the same time because I don't care. I truly don't. Regardless, either the Magic or the Cavs in a semifinals series would just suck. So get them both out of my
Yeah.
face. And the NBA clearly knows that this isn't good for either market either, because usually you don't see a small market against a small market. It's like the immovable force against the unstoppable object or whatever they say. You get the idea. But this series has been okay. It's great that Paulo Banchero had a little stinker there, but he's still just giving you 24-7 and 7. It feels like I think he dropped 39 and he
in Game
lost.
5, and they lost because Franz Wagner and
Yeah,
company could not make a shot. They were all just like 3 of
no,
13. It was brutal.
of course not.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are my
Yeah.
notes. I hope this goes to 7, so I could sit down and fully ingest an entire game of this series because I can't. I don't think I'm gonna really be watching a game 6.
I'll take a Game 7 of this. I'll take this one. I'll wear this one on the chin if we can get Joel Embiid the fuck out of here.
PU.
He,
Jesus Christ. Game 7 at the Garden. You don't want that? You're a sicko.
yeah, I mean, they're basically playing Game 6 of the Garden with all the Knicks fans there.
Yep, that is true.
Same
Very true.
thing. Last thing before we go, the Mavericks destroy the Clippers in Game 5. They were up 30 late in the third or fourth quarter. Luka and them and company sit with like 7 minutes left in the fourth, up 25 plus. Jaden Hardy comes in and is just like, yeah, I'm going to score 14 points in 3 minutes just to add stats here. James Harden stinker. It finally showed up. He'd been great this series. The first 4 games, James Harden had been incredible, scoring 20 plus assists. I mean, he had 31 game. Like, had great 4 games. Welcome back, James Harden, to the playoffs. 7, 4, and 7. That was good. Luka finally scored points. He hit 35. I know he had 29 and like 31 earlier in the series, but it was a better 35. Kyrie didn't have to do too much. No one really had to do too much. Derek Jones Jr. hit a bunch of threes. Yeah, it was a good game. I got home around halftime, so I caught the second half after the Stars game. But yeah, Mavs are in the driver's seat now, 3-2. Home game, Game 6 tomorrow night. Live stream, Apollo HOU, YouTube. Hit the subscribe button.
Be there.
So we will be there at 8:30 p.m. Probably get on right at 8:30 because the game won't start till 8:45 because welcome to the NBA. But yeah, the Mavericks, they take a commanding lead. No Kawhi, obviously, and it is what it is. I feel bad that Kawhi's not there. Russell Westbrook, can you come here? Come here, Russell. We need one-on-one. What the fuck are you doing, buddy? It's awful. You're like
9 for 50.
like, it's so brutal. 9 for 50 is his last 4 games. Is that what it is?
I think that's the entire series. He started 4 for 8, and I think
Yeah, he had
he's
an
like
awesome game one.
just
I think he made 8 shots in game
dying.
1. Yeah, he was good then, and he's made 5 shots since then, something like that. Very funny. Just every time he gets the ball, everyone's like, all right, just shoot. Like, wherever you wanna go, you can shoot the ball. It's fine. Going to the rim, we'll contest a
Oh my
little
god.
bit, but it's not that big of a deal. It's all right. Derek Lively and company and Maxi Kleber, it was in the second half. He had these, like, wide open layups, and they just kinda, like, got a little bit in his way. Just airballing free throw or layups, like, link him off the backboard, just right off the side of the rim. No worry, it's very
Oh,
Kawhi,
man. He's just having
I
fun.
don't I don't know what history is gonna say about this one because history has not been kind to the Dallas Mavericks for Kristaps Porzingis being hurt and also invisible, and Dwight Powell and Boban Marjanovic being the starting centers from the previous 2 series. No one really mentions that. They're like, "Wow, the Clippers just own the Mavericks," and I'm like, "Well, yeah, they did." Uh, can we talk about roster construction when you have 2 Hall of Famers and then you add
Provide context, please. That's
Yeah,
you.
and it's fine. I'm okay with that, and if history is just gonna say, "Well, they didn't have Kawhi," okay, whatever. I don't care. If the Mavericks just win the series, I don't give a fuck. Happy flying to Cancun. Speaking of Cancun, Staples Center, the Clippers put a flight from some company, Dallas to Cancun, before Game 5 in Staples Center.
Mhm.
And buddy, that's a great thing for the Clippers because Game 6 is tomorrow night, and you can get a flight straight out of Dallas to go to Cancun. Clippers, it'll be great. All-time marketing move if it worked. It's gonna
Yeah.
just backfire tremendously, and I'm here for it. Yeah, so Mavs are up 3-2. It was like a boring game, to be honest. Like, and they were up
Yeah.
10 at halftime or 11 or something like that, and then came out in the second half, and the Clippers had like 4 straight turnovers and missed, I think, 8 straight shots to start the second half. And after that, it was over. It was just over. And then
Yeah.
Luka did
No,
fourth
completely.
quarter. He hit 2, maybe 3 threes, and yeah, it was a boring game, to be honest. And I'm a fan of the Mavericks, and like for them to just murder the Clippers, and I'm like, yeah, this is fine. I'm good. Like, it was the most easy basketball I've watched this series. I've been just like, I
Good.
was like, thank God after that nail biter had an AAC for the Stars Vegas game. I was like, I need a little breather. Got home, got in bed, turned on the game, and just sat there. I was like, this is calm. I was just scrolling on Twitter. I didn't have to pay full attention to the game because I was like, this is in the pocket. Jaden Hardy, welcome back. 14 points in the fourth quarter. All time.
There it is. There's no notes here. We will see if the funeral reigns true. Tomorrow night. Join us. Be there. Have fun. We will be in the office. Are we doing 2 separate streams at the same damn
It's a
time?
one stream, 2 screens for us. One side's going to
Awesome.
be hockey, one side's going to be basketball. I'll be screaming at both. I don't know how my outfit's going to work. Like, do I wear a Mavericks hat and a Stars jersey? Do I wear a Stars hat and a Mavericks shirt? Like, what do I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm a little confused.
Ooh.
Maybe I do some switcheroos. Kevin Lind, Notre Dame hockey player, famous pick 177 in the 2010 draft before Mark Stone. He will be in attendance. Just an NHL draft pick, just hanging out, watching some hockey with us. And then all the basketball boys, the Summit boys, you and I will be there. I think some others will join us as well. So it'll be a good time. Apollo HOU YouTube live tomorrow night, 8:30 from the Apollo Media office in Houston. We're gonna watch some sports, as a sports media. It's gonna be
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. You
It's
said it.
gonna be great. So I need the funeral to happen. I need the Tyson Chandler walkout. I need the Tyson Chandler speech. We wear black for elimination games because it's a funeral for the other team. I need that. I need that pregame thing with Tyson Chandler just walking down the hall in a black suit, Luca, 3-piece suit that kind of doesn't fit with the overcoat. I need that.
There it
I need
is.
that. I need it. Yeah, playoff basketball's been really good. We've gotten lucky. I thought we were going to have a lot, just too many stinkers. We got like 4 stinker series basically, but some good moments in there.
Yeah.
But Knicks, Sixers is going up. Mavs, Clippers are going to 6. Cavs, Magic is in 6. So maybe we get 1 or 2 game 7s out of that. And Pacers, Bucks, they could potentially go to 7, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think the Pacers kind of They're just kind of taking it. But it is what it is. Apollo HOU, YouTube, tomorrow night, live stream, 8:30 p.m. from the Apollo Media office. Shout out to Big City Wings for sponsoring this episode. To go check them out if you're in the Houston area. They're Apollo's wing joint and also Houston's wing joint. Go check them out. They got great beer, great people, great wings over at Big City Wings. And shout out to Prize Picks. Use code Apollo when you sign up. Get up to $100 matched on your first deposit. Prize Picks is a daily fantasy app where you hit more or less on each stat, each player, every night, every game. Shout out to Prize Picks. Shout out to Big City Wings. Shout out to you, Josh. You look great. Feel great. Look good, feel good, play good, pay good.
Thank you, sir. Right back at you.
Yeah, playoff basketball. Round one's basically over. Next week, we're going to get some round two games. It's going to be a blast. I can't fucking wait.
I will be sad.
Can't wait. I'll be right in my TV, just sitting right in front of my TV for the next month and a half. I'm going to be exhausted. I haven't slept in years. Playoff basketball, baby. This has been Zero Gravity, Apollo Media's NBA podcast.